now. This is 8 News Now, live at 6. Live, local, now.
O.J. Simpson has died in Las Vegas after a battle with cancer. He was 76 years old. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise Valdez. O.J. leaves behind a controversial legacy from the football field to the courtroom, in which he was both the hero and the villain to so many. Here is 8 News Now investigator Kyle Paine on the life of Orenthal James Simpson.
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
It was the most spectacular murder trial in the history of American jurisprudence. O.J. Simpson, a true icon of the college and professional football gridiron, and both the small and silver screens. Whoa! Simpson made the terrible turn from star to suspect overnight.
Los Angeles police are saying very little tonight about the killing of the former wife of O.J. Simpson and another man.
Simpson had actually pleaded guilty to spousal abuse in 1989. But 5 years later, in June of 1994, the gruesome deaths of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman became the top story.
You can only assume that he plans to get off at sunset.
And a super sideshow, best illustrated by the slow-speed chase of Simpson's white Bronco.
People have pulled over, many of them carrying signs such as signs reading things like "Save the Juice,"
with the star suspect hiding in the back.
People are literally cheering him on.
Until he was arrested and O.J., the all-star himself, hired a team of all-star attorneys.
I'm still Johnny Cochran with a knit cap.
Who became known as the Dream Team, turning the Los Angeles courtroom into a circus, famously making the murder trial into a trial about celebrity, and making celebrities out of anyone and everyone involved in it, including the prosecutors and judge and lead detective, whose handling of crime scene evidence gave O.J. a hand in getting acquitted and giving his lawyers the closing line of a lifetime.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
In 1997, Simpson lost a civil trial after a different jury found him liable for the double murder. He was ordered to pay $33.5 million to the victims' families.
And we finally have justice.
10 years later, Simpson was arrested after a botched robbery at Palace Station here in Las Vegas, in a room that no longer exists. He went to prison not for murder,
so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it.
But for armed robbery. Simpson saying he was retrieving awards and other property that he said belonged to him in the first place. Simpson was sent to Lovelock Correctional Center for what could have been 33 years. He was out in 9.
Thank you.
Which is the exact amount of seasons he spent as a Hall of Fame running back for the Buffalo Bills, after an iconic Heisman Trophy award-winning all-star career at USC, gaining rushing yards, tremendous fame, and accolades, and the nickname Juice.
Go, Juice! Go!
Which served him well after his football career, becoming an A-list pitchman for the car rental company Hertz, and as one of the first athletes to report during NFL broadcasts from the sideline.
We'll take a cruise just like last year.
Drugs.
Which led him to center stage, and a successful career in Hollywood, most notably in the Naked Gun series of slapstick comedies.
Got 2 victims in Brentwood.
Brentwood.
Until the Hollywood dramas became about O.J.'s real life.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well,
all keeping O.J. Simpson's past very much in the present.
Boy, what a beautiful day it is here in Las Vegas.
Remaining famous until his dying days, which he lived out here in southern Nevada, with the real O.J. 32 amassing almost 900,000 followers on Twitter and X.
As for the memorabilia case here in Las Vegas, former Clark County District Attorney David Roger ran the show.
8 News Now investigator Kyle Paine sitting down with Roger today, the man who helped send Simpson to prison for 9 years. Kyle?
Brian, Denise, David Roger prosecuted O.J. himself. Not every elected official takes on that kind of challenge. But before he won and sent O.J. to prison for what could have been 33 years and was 9 in the end, he gave O.J. the chance to make a deal.
The offer was if he pled guilty to felonies and went directly to prison, and I think the term was 28 months on the low end, so a minimum of 28 and whatever the maximum was, you know, we could offer him that deal. And so he says, let me talk to OJ. And the very next day, he came back, didn't say anything. We continued with the trial, and I pulled him aside at a recess, and I said, you know, what's the deal? And he says, O.J. Simpson says that he will do no more than 12 months. This was not a case that we went looking for. You know, O.J. could control his own destiny. This wasn't about California. This was about Nevada. And, you know, this was obviously a high-profile case. I don't have any personal feelings towards O.J. Simpson. You know, I think that you hate to see anybody die, but I know that that's not what the public opinion is going to be. There's going to be a portion of the society that is happy. There will be others who are not as happy. And, you know, I think that you have to feel for his relatives, regardless of what you thought of him as a person.
Simpson is survived by 4 adult children. One of his sons drowned in 1979 in a swimming pool the same year he divorced his first wife. When Simpson was acquitted of murder, he said he'd devote himself to finding her killer. No one else was ever charged in her murder.